what would you say? Is Accra the most noisy city in the world? Well, I don't know, but it sure feels like it. There are two types of people in this city: those who make ear splitting noise and those who suffer from it. There's a third group, however. They're the officials who are supposed to enforce the law, but don't. So here we are for a second time in 2 years. Eco-conscious citizens are trying to raise awareness amongst the community, amongst the authorities, amongst everyone who cared to listen, that noise, loud noise, is harmful.
Noise is an undesired sound. You don't want that sound at all. And then sound is measured in decibels. Any decibel above 70 is usually harmful over time. So you can have a direct effect of the noise or an indirect effect. So for the direct pathway, you can have hearing loss over time. It could be sudden or it could be gradual. Then for the indirect pathway, it can affect your cardiovascular system by giving you so much stress hormones, affect your heart rate, so your heart beats faster. You are prone to having hypertension because of the hormones. Some people don't get to sleep well, so their cognitive function is affected. They are not able to remember things and attention is depleted. It affects children as well as adults, pregnant women, and for the older groups, they get predisposed to having hearing loss. So prevention wise, we will say that you should wear your ear muffs or ear plugs. Where you go to an industry and there are signs and symbols that wear a hearing protector, you need to wear them so that you prevent yourself from getting this noise induced hearing loss. That's basically the whole summary of today's presentation.
What are the five pieces of advice that you would give to anyone who lives in Accra and is prone to suffer from loud noise?
Okay, so what I would say is that one, you have to visit your ear hearing doctor or your ENT, the ear, nose, and throat surgeon. Some people are predisposed to having hearing loss than others. So you visit a doctor whenever you feel that now you cannot hear as better as before. Two, if you are beside a building or a church which is very, very loud, you should report at least to the environmental officers in your municipal assembly. Let them be aware. Maybe they are not aware, so that they prompt the churches so that they can have a soundproof region. So number three is the municipal assembly. They should go round. They should pick up the churches who are making noise and affecting the people, so that such churches are regulated by the laws or made to have a soundproof area. Number four, we should try and avoid very, very loud sounds. The young people between the ages of 12 to 35, WHO is postulating about 50% hearing loss in the near future, because we are using a lot of earplugs, Bluetooth, all in our ears. So such category of people should also be on the watch out. Don't listen to sound so loud that somebody passing would actually be hearing what you are listening to. Then the final thing is, when you are not well, when you think you are not hearing better, you have pain in your ear, don't just put anything inside the ear, because it can affect you. Hearing aids are very, very expensive and people don't want to wear them. Just report and we'll get sorted out.
Well, first of all, don't suffer in silence. If you are able to go to the noisemaker and ask them to turn down the volume, if you don't get any joy, then go to the appropriate authority. Start with your local assembly. So you have to know which assembly you are in. Right now, we're at Dadekotopon Municipal Assembly. Find out which assembly you are. Go to the environmental department of the assembly and make a complaint. Do not suffer in silence.
What are the laws on noise pollution?
Well, I mean, you're not supposed to make noise above certain decibels during the day and the night. Also, the noise you're making is not supposed to go beyond the confines of your property. So right now we are speaking. Nobody should hear me down the road. And therefore, when you're having events, you're not supposed to have such powerful loudspeakers that you're keeping your neighbors awake and forcing them to listen to your music. This is, in a sense, assaulting them in their homes. And the Constitution says that we're entitled to peace and quiet in our homes. So the laws are there, but the difficulty is that whether you're talking about the Environmental Protection Agency, whether you're talking about the police, whether you're talking about the local assembly, three of them have a mandate when it comes to noise making. Unfortunately, it's sometimes difficult to get them to enforce the laws. So that is the difficulty we have.
What are people who build church is supposed to do in terms of engaging with our assemblies? What permits or what are they supposed to have from an environmental point of view?
It's more like you wanting to obtain a permit to build a house. You first apply to the assembly with your drawings and land documents and your search from the lands department. Then the assembly comes in to do a search within the locality you want to put up the church. So there's a special planning committee with all technocrats. They come to the site and take a look at it. But before then, you're also instructed to go to EPA and get a permit from EPA. Now with the EPA, one of the requirements from EPA is you are given a sheet to go to your community and seek the consent of your neighbors. That is very key to the approval of a permit. So if your neighbors don't approve or sort of give their consent in wanting you to put up a check there, then there's no way the permit will be given to you. But I would,
there's always a way out.
There is always a challenge. People put up churches without going through the right process.
I went to a DJ here at Fairnick. I get beaten up with a steel pipe by telling him he's too loud. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Please reduce the noise. Because I was staying about 800 meters far. I had still 80 decibel in my bedroom. Who wants to sleep by this? I can. I told him, if you don't, I will go to the police and bring the police here. So I turned my back and got hit with a steel pipe on my hand. So I went to the police, explained it. They said, no, I should go to the hospital first. So what? Give the guy the chance to run off. Excuse me. Next time I will not do it. There was nobody there. Nobody there. Sometimes I can't understand why they make it so loud. Like this gentleman said. You can have even a normal conversation. And if you complain, then they stare at you like you are coming from the moon. You ask something impossible.
Who should I call if I live in La and someone is making a noise? As somebody said in there, in the meeting, if you confront the person yourself, you may get hurt.
Well, it's not entirely true that when you confront the person, you may get hurt. You know, the first point of correcting this is having a personal discussion or with the one generating the noise as is so. And then if you don't have any success at that point, that's when you come to the assembly. Now there's a client service here at the assembly. They take the data on the complaints you are making, your name, where you're coming from, who is making a noise, and your phone number. And then it's given to the appropriate department in charge. So when it comes to noise, environmental health and sanitation unit, there's a noise monitoring team in charge of this. So it is directed to us, and then we take it up from there.
How many people do you have in that department?
Oh, roughly, we have about 20 people in that department, yes.
What's the population that you have to cater to? Let's say 200,000. 20 people to deal with that problem. Is it enough?
Well, it isn't, but that's what we have, and we are doing our best, I must say. We are really doing our best because we go beyond our normal working hours to make sure we solve issues regarding sanitation and noise in general. We have people doing noise monitoring, people doing sanitation monitoring at dawn and deep in the night. So in as much as we are less in number, we are doing more than
if I said to you, you can make a wish to improve the service provision on noise pollution in La, what would that wish be? What would you ask for?
Well, I'll wish for two things, maybe I'll add another. First is for us all to accept and have a change of mind and attitude, one. And two, I wish the system will be allowed to work efficiently and effectively.
When you say the system, what do you mean?
The systems will work with the courts, the assembly system, everything must be allowed to run smoothly as the law stipulates. Yes, that's it.
Last Wednesday of every April is International Noise Awareness Day, and the purpose is to raise awareness about noise pollution and what it does to our health and well-being.